Now at 11, home for the holidays. A Westfield teen returns to the Hoosier State months after a serious accident. See the welcome he received as he comes off the plane.
And we're tracking rain tonight across central Indiana. Many of us have already picked up a tenth or a quarter inch of rain. How much more is coming? We'll track it.
And this holiday season, many people need a little help. How local groups are taking care of the community for this season and beyond. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm Sia Nyorkor in for Jenny Renovich. Tonight, a family is mourning after an 82-year-old woman dies in a house fire on Indy's southeast side. Indianapolis firefighters were called to Chisholm Trail near Thompson Road and Emerson Avenue around 4:45. They say smoke was coming out of the one-story home and learned that someone was trapped inside. A short time later, they discovered the woman deceased inside the home. According to IFD, family members say the woman lived alone, but that family members checked on her every day. She lived in the home for more than 30 years. IFD is still investigating the cause of that fire. And rain continues tonight across central Indiana. Here's a live look at the circle of lights here in downtown Indy. It's going to stick around through most of tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Matt Stanridge joins me now. Matt, it was warm most of the day, but now that rain's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
And the good thing it's warm because otherwise we'd be dealing with some wintry mess.
Yeah.
But right now it's just rainfall.
Okay.
And so let's go ahead and track it. I was looking at a couple of these rainfall reports, Sia, and we've got anywhere between 1/10 of an inch to up to about 3/10 of an inch. So most of us are still under that half-inch mark, but we still got some rain to go. First, before we get to the radar, I do want to show you the temperatures just to show you we are safe. We basically have held steady the past 3 or 4 hours. I think we'll continue to do the same tonight as we've got a southeast wind out there, sustained 10 to 20 miles per hour. So a little bit breezy, but it's out of the south and should keep us warm enough that we don't have to worry about any wintry threats tonight. You do see that mix and some freezing rain to the north and a lot of winter weather advisories to the north where they're making that transition over to some more icy types of precipitation. But just rain for us. The warm fronts lifted on through, so we're going to be warm enough. But everyone's getting soaked out there. It's a little bit heavier in eastern Indiana. Connorsville headed right into Centerville, Hagerstown, Newcastle, Muncie, Richmond. We've got some decent rain, but it still continues to fall out to the west as well. We're going to let you know the rain zones we think throughout the rest of the weekend, how much is going to fall, and then another round for Monday. Sia, we'll have all those details for you coming up.
Thank you, Matt. A Westfield teenager made it home for the holidays after spending months in a Denver, Colorado rehab facility. Now, we first told you about Corbin Phillips back in August. He was hurt in an accident that left him partially paralyzed. Our Marina Silva was at the airport today as his family welcomed him home.
The moment Corbin Phillips saw family and friends inside the Indy airport, cheers and even a few tears could be heard. It's been months since Corbin and his mom have been home.
2 to 3 months.
Corbin Phillips was flipping on a trampoline back in August when he ended up getting hurt. Corbin injured his C5 and C6 vertebrae, which his family says is now fused with pins and screws. He's paralyzed from the waist down. Corbin's sister, Kaylin, could not wait to have the chance to hug her mom and brother.
Even though we have gone out there, I'm just excited for them to come home.
After being in the hospital here in Indianapolis, Corbin was sent to a rehab facility in Denver, Colorado to continue his treatment. His mom went with him. His grandmother, Vicky, says these past couple months have been hard for the family.
Just the ups and downs. We've been back and forth to Denver, to try to help out as much as we can and just try to keep the positivity going in them.
The family now trying to make changes for Corbin.
They're living in a 3-bedroom apartment because the house that they were living in is 2-story and Corbin's room was upstairs. So, they're looking to buy a ranch-style home someday that he's able to get around in.
She says the family is grateful for the community.
Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your concerns. We really appreciate it.
A homecoming just in time for Christmas. In Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Making sure families have resources during and after the holidays. That's what one local organization just finished doing today. Our Anna Chalker shows us this special Christmas shopping experience.
As parents get those last-minute Christmas presents,
we know that our families have a whole list of things that they're worried about right now.
They may not be able to check everything off their list.
A lot of our families are going through difficult seasons, and we're just here to give them a hand up rather than make them feel like they're getting a handout.
So Empowering Indy turned this gym into a personal shopping experience. 365 families and over 1,000 kids were able to pick out free presents. Families like the Byers, who will now get to surprise their kids Christmas morning.
They are excited, and Christmas Day they are going to be really excited. So it's all happy.
While these families will get brand new toys and gifts for their kids this Christmas, Empowering Indy wanted to expand that holiday love through the rest of the year by providing outside resources to help them every single day.
The toys are the easy part. You know, it's we want to meet that immediate need, but more importantly, we don't want them to have to need it again next year. And so we want to try to break that cycle and hopefully empower them so that they can help themselves.
As this event grows, so does the need. Organizers say they've seen more families struggle to not only buy for the holidays, but also their basic needs.
Families are going through things that many of us have never experienced, but very well could. And so that's the big takeaway here, is that we're all really more alike than we are different. And these people just need a little hope.
Hope that will spread through the rest of the year. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Empowering Indy is a recent Send the Love recipient, and we want to say thank you to all of our viewers for raising more than $6,000 for this event. Now, we've seen this holiday season how many people need a little extra help. Several organizations are helping to provide meals and other necessities. The Ross Foundation held its 11th annual No Family Will Starve holiday food giveaway. Dozens of cars lined the streets to get boxes of food to feed their families for Christmas and the weeks beyond. Dee Ross says this event is one way to show people they're seen and valued.
Yeah, it shows the need, but also shows the trust they have in the Ross Foundation. We've been doing it consistently for years, and so for people to come out, they know that we're going to take care of them and that they're in good hands.
Now, this isn't just a food giveaway. The foundation also collects intake forms and uses that information throughout the year to help the community overcome challenges. The Bridge Indy held its own food giveaway today, providing toys for children in 250 families. Volunteers walked with the kids to help them pick out gifts for Christmas. This event is in its third year and continues to grow every year.
And it's not only, the folks that you think about, but it's the folks that we don't even know really have the need. And I think it's the openness, right? The fact that there's no stigma to coming here and that the doors are just open and we get these families out to take, to really tap into what we can offer.
Organizers say events like this are important reminders that there are people in the community to lean on. It's a must-win game tomorrow for the Colts. How the team is approaching the rest of the season, that's coming up next.
We're tracking some rain tonight. Nothing too crazily heavily falling right now, and no severe weather, so that's some good news. We're going to let you know how much rain will fall tonight, and then another round coming Monday. We've got lots of rain. We'll talk all about it.
And later, a woman falls victim to a romance scam from a man pretending to be a cable news anchor. How far this went before family was able to stop her. Welcome back. The Colts are in Denver tonight, getting ready for tomorrow's big matchup against the Broncos. The Broncos are 8-5 compared to the Colts, who are 6-7. The Colts are well rested, coming off a bye week and ready to get on the attack in Mile High Country. They know that they have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
I've been saying it all week, people say we're fighting to get in the playoffs, but we're already in it, This is a playoff game. And from here on out, that's what they are, to get to where we want to be. We got to approach each and every game like it's a playoff game, and it is. It's win or go home, essentially, and we can't hope and pray on somebody else, for our fortune. We got to make our own fortune, so it starts on Sunday.
We We did get our final practice report last night ahead of tomorrow's game. Right now, Josh Downs, Ryan Kelly, and Moalee Cox are all listed as questionable. Kickoff is at 4:25.
Sia, we'll be watching for sure. We're watching the rainfall tonight. We're going to let you know how much we think will fall. And guess what? On the 10-day forecast, Christmas Eve is now popping up. What are we thinking? We'll talk about it.
Plus, the winner is announced for the biggest award for college football players. See who is taking home this year's Heisman Award. That's next. A U.S. Army base in Georgia was on lockdown for about 2 hours this morning after a deadly shooting. Fort Eisenhower posted on Facebook that a person was shot in on-post housing and later died. Officials are not releasing information on the victim until the next of kin notifications have taken place. The shooter is currently in custody, and officials say the incident appears to be isolated. The Army Criminal Investigation Division is leading the investigation into a motive. A grandmother in Washington is the victim of a scam that used the name of a popular cable TV host. The woman's family members say a man posing as MSNBC's Ari Melber swindled the unsuspecting senior out of tens of thousands of dollars, and it could be worse. Eric Wilkinson shows us the family's fears.
We want to vomit.
I mean, it's pretty disgusting.
The Taylor family is sickened by the scam their mother's been dragged into that's turned the family inside out. Their 73-year-old mom, Patricia, is a big fan of cable news.
Not a strong case, although...
She's such a fan of MSNBC's Ari Melber that she messaged him on Facebook, or thought she did. It turned out to be a fake profile, and the craziness starts from there.
You don't want to be with me anymore.
The fake Ari started texting Patricia.
Get a $500 Apple gift card.
Asking her to send money and gift cards to treat his sick dog, Penny.
My mom is asking, hey, you're on TV. Don't you have money? It's for Penny. Please don't let Penny die.
How deep into this is she now?
At least $20,000.
But the scam doesn't stop there. The family says over the past 4 months, the scammer convinced Patricia they were in love and going to be married. He even sent a ring.
We find the ring. It's a $30 ring.
When Patricia got suspicious, the scammer doubled down.
When did Ari Melber turn into a scammer?
Followed by an AI-generated message using fake Ari's voice.
You're reading my messages and not responding. I'll never do that to you. Have you found someone else?
On Monday, Patricia boarded a plane from SeaTac to New York City to meet her mystery man. Fortunately, a relative intercepted her during a layover in Portland and brought her home. What do you fear might actually have happened if she got to New York?
I believe they would have asked for some type of ransom for her, that we have your mom, see how much money they could get out of us.
All this despite 2 interventions with Patricia, who worked at both Boeing and the University of Washington for decades.
How did she fall for this? How did she not see what was going on?
The Taylors fear their mom might try to meet up with the scammer again. They just want some way out of this mess.
We just want our mom back.
Now, for the record, MSNBC says the real Ari Melber has no connection to this whatsoever. There are some important reminders to keep seniors safe from scammers. First, discuss fraud and financial safety similar to conversations about personal safety. Also, approach the issue as a team and encourage open communication. Make sure parents and grandparents know that they can speak with you about anything. That's because scammers often tell victims to keep their conversations secret. A rare sight in California caught on camera. The National Weather Service says a tornado hit in Scotts Valley. Now that's just north of Santa Cruz near Monterey Bay. Scotts Valley police say there are some injuries, but did not give an exact number or say how serious they are. A few people were taken to the hospital. No deaths have been reported. A NWS team will determine the tornado's ranking. And an ice storm knocked out power for thousands today in Iowa. This was the scene earlier in Waverly, that's in southeast Iowa. The storm left a coating of ice on roads and triggered power outages. At one point, around 9,000 were without power. As of last check, that's down to about 6,000. All right, Matt, they can keep that, right?
Yeah,
we don't want
up
that.
to the north.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Thank goodness we're in the 40s for most of us.
Mild.
We've got some. It is. We've got some upper 30s towards Kokomo, but we're still safe.
All right.
It's by a couple degrees, but we'll take it. I want to show you some of the rain out there right now and who's gotten some of the most so far and where it all's headed next. And around Purdue, Lafayette, we had a pretty decent steady rain there for a while. Now we've got about 0.3 inches there in the rain gauges. We've got about 0.4 inches in Barkersville and about a quarter an inch right around the Newcastle area. Expect rain throughout much of the overnight hours. Now, the consistent rain is slowly pushing to the north and east. We still have rain to the south and west. It's a little bit more broken up, but there's still some good downpours headed right towards Brazil and Bloomington, Eltsville. We got some rain, Martinsville, some rain for us. Greencastle and Crawfordsville is going to be wet overnight tonight. By tomorrow, late morning, I think a lot of this starts to calm down a little bit. You can even see there closer to the cold front, the rain gets a little bit more sparse. So I think we're pretty consistent until about sunrise. And then tomorrow morning, as you're waking up, you're headed to breakfast with the family, you're headed to your local church. There could be a couple light sprinkles here and there, and probably the roads and the parking lot, they'll all be damp out there. But at least the road salt is being washed off in a big way. You're going to notice a big difference when you're waking up tomorrow morning. You look at the shoulders, not so wide anymore, so that's getting washed out. Rain continues. We've got wintry mix up to the north, some freezing rain there in parts of Michigan. So we're safe here at home, just rain for us. Our next storm system, kind of combining these two fronts, we'll get that by Monday. They're pretty far off to the west. They're going to be hauling overnight tonight and into your Sunday. Those systems arrive together by about Monday. So we've got rain tonight and then another good batch of rain Monday. You put these two together, we could be picking up 1.5 to 2 inches. So right now we've already got a good quarter of an inch and we're well on our way to get over at least the 1 inch mark through the rest of the weekend into Monday. But it is a wet go out there this evening and tonight across central Indiana. Low 40s, mainly thanks to that southeast wind. It is a little bit breezy out there, but hey, it's out of the southeast to try to keep us above the freezing mark. I think we'll do it. Here are your rain zones for the rest of the overnight hours. You know, a lot of us will continue with that 100% chance, but 80 plus for much of us. But notice the rain zones do start to dwindle a little bit more to the south and west with some drier air. Tomorrow morning, best chances of rain will be north and east of Indy, but I think everyone does have a chance for a couple sprinkles. In the afternoon, we'll start to wrap up the rain to the south and west. There could be still a couple sprinkles around Jay County and Muncie and Marion, Kokomo, but then we'll get those out of here by the evening. I think much of us are drier in the evening, but things may still be kind of on the damp side just because of the rain that's fallen the past 24 hours. But you can see tomorrow morning, couple light sprinkles still possible, not so much the consistent rain, just a few raindrops here and there. Maybe a couple sun breaks to the south and west, and then we're looking at a lot drier. All right, 10-day forecast. We only show here at 11. We've got a little bit of rain tomorrow, heavy rain on Monday, but then the next storm system for Christmas, that's Wednesday, maybe a wintry mix, and then maybe one more system right before Christmas Eve. That's the last day of the 10-day forecast. Right now, we're expected going into Christmas somewhere in the upper 30s, low 40s. We'll have to see. If you want to know more about a white Christmas, we have all the details on our website right now. A very early look.
The 2024 Heisman Award goes to Travis Hunter.
Colorado's two-way star wins this year's Heisman Award. Hunter has had an amazing year on both sides of the ball. For Coach Deion Sanders and the Buffaloes, he also won the Associated Press's Player of the Year award earlier this week. Hunter is only the second Colorado player to win the Heisman. A year ago, the bride-to-be received a life-threatening diagnosis. See the dream wedding they couldn't have imagined months ago. A Colorado couple finally gets the dream wedding a year after the bride began her battle with cancer. Clarence and Stephanie Louie have been together for more than a decade and have 5 children. They got married years ago in Vegas, but Clarence always wanted to give Stephanie the wedding she always wanted. Last year, Stephanie had a serious headache that turned out to be brain cancer. Immediately after surgery, she couldn't speak. As Stephanie recovered, Clarence reached out to the nonprofit Wish Upon a Wedding to make their wedding dream happen.
She's incredible. She's that person that will go out of her way for her patients as a nurse, for someone she doesn't even know.
Wish Upon a Wedding is based in Chicago, but helps people nationwide. Oh, we love to see that. That is so wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, one last forecast. Check out the forecast before we head out.
Yes, 10-day forecast. Can you believe it? Christmas Eve is now already at the very end. So it's hard not to look at it. You know, speaking of Christmas and Christmas time, you know, we are thinking that it will start colder that weekend. The question is, if you want a white Christmas, can that cold air last? Can we get some snow chances? Maybe the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, you know, there could be a wintry mix. We'll have to see. We actually break down all the details on our website. We've got a blog article. You can check that out. All the different data that we've kind of looked at to figure out white Christmas or not. We'll see.
All right, we'll see. Thanks so much for watching 13 News at 11. 13 Sunrise begins at 6. See you then.